Hello, this is Scott Cordell from Sullivan University, and we're going to continue in our series of videos about how to use Sullivan's ITALAB for the database design course CSC210. Specifically in this video, we're going to go ahead and finish through step 3, which is installing Workbench, and then finally connect to our server in video number 4. In the previous videos, what we talked about is, first of all, in video number 1, we learned how to connect to Sullivan's VDI, the virtual desktop interface, and how to connect to the Sullivan ITALAB group through Microsoft Service Center or System Center. In video number 2, we actually built your first virtual machine. In this previous video, we built a Windows 10 machine. And finally, in this one, we're going to install MySQL Workbench on that virtual machine. The next and final video will be how to connect your Workbench to the campus SQL server. And then finally, that will get us all completed. So we find ourselves back inside the virtual desktop. So again, video number 1 told you how to connect to the VDI, and we've already connected before to Service Center, but I want to take you back through the steps here. And make sure you're using this address, VSITA VMM16 at port 8100. Remember that this is the only way that you can actually connect to our system. You have to be in the VDI. You've got to use System Center to do this. Now for me, this is database design, so I'll choose my role. Remember that in this case, I have multiple roles, but if you are only taking the database design class, you may never even see this. You just have the one role. Alright, so inside of our virtual machine manager, here's the server that I have built that's on my account. You will not see it, but that's what we'll connect to later. And what we're going to do is actually go back to the one that we created in the previous video, and notice right now that it is in a stopped state. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that it is powered on. It will go to starting and then very quickly go to running state. Once it's on running, I can go to connect via console and actually see what this machine is doing. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go full screen for this one. Enter the password you created on this VM earlier, and you'll quickly be on a Windows desktop. Now, I do not have SQL Workbench loaded here, so what we need to do is actually go to the SQL website and actually download MySQL. Sorry, I keep saying SQL, MySQL is what we're using. So we're going to open up a browser, and the website we will go to is mysqlsql.com. On this page, we will go straight to the downloads, down here to Windows. On this screen, you want to select MySQL Installer. And then finally, down here in the installer window, we're going to choose this one because it is the web version. So it doesn't mean I have to download the full 230 gigs of the non-web version. 230 megs. I'm going to download just the 16 meg one here. Clicking download. Your choice to whether you want to log in or sign up, but I'm going to skip that by just saying, nope, just give me my download. In fact, I'm not going to save it to downloads. I'm going to go ahead and just run it directly. As the prompts come up, you will agree to everything, unfortunately, or you won't get to use it. So we'll hit yes here. Probably have about 2 more to go before we actually get to the product. Say yes again to there. Alright, so here we are inside the installer. Accept the license. And we're going to do a custom install. I do not want to get the developer default because if we'll go back and look, that's the server, the shell, the router, and if you keep going, yes, there's connectors and document, there's everything. And you don't need to build your own server. I'm going to have you connect to ours. So all we need is a custom install. Hit next. We're going to go right into applications, Workbench, click the plus sign next to Workbench 6.3 and take this one and move it over. Click next. And this worries a lot of folks that says, sorry, you can't use this, you haven't met this requirement. But this is where the MySQL installer actually does one thing that I've not seen many installers to do. If I select this and hit execute, it goes out to the web and grabs the installer for that product and allows me to install it directly. I don't have to go find it, install it, verify it, all this. It's complete, and notice now it has met all the requirements. So I'll click Next, and then Execute. Now that it's showing complete, we just hit Next. Don't need to copy or do anything else, but do let it start as soon as we're finished. Once the product starts, you can see that Workbench is up and running. In the final video, what we'll do is we'll click this plus sign and actually set up an actual connection to a server. So in that one, you'll have the ports and everything we need to connect to this, and we can verify your installation. So this video, we actually talked about how to install MySQL Workbench on our new virtual machine. Remember that if you skipped and started on video number 3, you will have to go back to videos 1 and 2 first before you can do this. And please be sure to stick around and watch video number 4, which finally connects us to the server. Thank you for watching.